FPV drone racing is one of the most emotional and thrilling air sports of modern times. Tiny small drones can do stunt maneuvers with amazing speed and usually fly with tiny, light, cheap cameras on board. But not this time. Guys from the Potato Jet YouTube channel decided to present a risky and expensive drone mission. Instead of using a light drone and a little camera, they went big and mounted a Red professional cinematic camera. Despite the price of such a big drone, you should know that the Red camera is usually priced around $50,000 and normally used in Hollywood film productions. Potato Jet guys flew their big boy drone in the park, trying to do some aggressive moves and hopefully not crash, saving, I guess, a lot of money.
I got nervous.
Well, you don't need to invest even $1 to watch air sports news, and we've got all the best cool content from around the world of aviation. So let's check it out. We're always happy when aviation enthusiasts are desperate to organise sports events in Europe despite the coronavirus pandemic. And this week, we've got two interesting invitations for air sports enthusiasts. First in Poland and the second in Croatia. The local aero club on the Rudniki airfield in Poland invites all pilots and fans of aviation to the annual landing accuracy competition, which will take place on the 17th of October. The competitions will be held in the airplane, glider, paragliding and parachute categories, so it will look like a mini World Games contest, attractive not only for pilots but for spectators as well. The second accuracy landing competition will take place in the Radoboj city in Croatia, the national championships in the contest for paragliders, and it starts on Friday. The event is organised by the local paragliding club called The Hawk, one of the oldest paragliding organisations in Croatia, established in 1999. So far, more than 25 pilots have registered on the start list. So we've got extremely sad news from Great Britain. Dawnis Price, the world's oldest female skydiver, died last Friday at the age of 88. Tributes have been paid to a truly inspiring woman who founded a Welsh charity and became a record holder for being the world's oldest female skydiver. Dawnis became hooked on skydiving at the age of 54 after completing her first ever jump to raise money for charity. Over the following 3 decades, she completed more than 1,100 solo jumps, including one aged 81 in 2013, which saw her become the oldest ever female skydiver. She was the founder of the Torch Trust, a Cardiff charity which offers unique movement education and touch therapy for individuals with learning disabilities, autism spectrum disorders and other vulnerable groups with complex needs. Her death was announced on Friday night. We'll miss you, Dawnis.
Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Brave men near death, who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
So let's stay in the world of skydiving and try to lift the mood after the sad loss of Dawnis. Last week I caught up with Montenegro, the great Italian freestyle and free-fly skydiver, to talk about her Skydive on Stage competition. Well, you've got this great project on the go right now, Sky on Stage, skyonstage.com, 5 disciplines. Tell me about this, how it came about.
Okay, this idea I actually had about 4 years ago. So it's not from today, but I always had it in my corner because I wanted to make something more easy. I saw that the artistic disciplines were losing teams, and a little bit like less and less people were competing. And I thought, well, maybe we can offer something that is more available to people. So that's why I thought of a format where people can be of different nationalities and do the team together, and is not focused too much on the compulsories like strict moves, but totally on a free round only. So that the people can express creativity, not being forced, or not forced because they're not forced, but not being
constricted.
Yeah, to do only the moves that makes you get more scores. So I thought to open up a little bit and give the possibility to people to have fun in creating, have fun in team jumping, because that's the fun of it, is the training part, and enjoy it while making it easier, basically.
So we're in crazy times right now. Some places we can jump, some places we can't jump. Some wind tunnels are open, some wind tunnels are not open. The pandemic's getting stronger again. What is it like where you are?
It's confusing. It's every day is changing, and we don't understand very well. So far, skydiving is still permitted as long as you wear a mask in the plane or a closed helmet, and as well if you are coaching or doing something, you need to wear a mask. That's about it so far.
The full-length interview with Teti is now available on our YouTube channel. And the last skydiving news this week comes from Poland, where the Warsaw Skydiving Drop Zone closed for the 2020 season, organising a solemn ceremony on this occasion. Our reporter Ola Kutz was on location.
Oto najważniejsi ludzie aeroklubu warszawskiego. Jesteśmy właśnie w strefie spadochronowej i dzisiaj oficjalnie kończymy sezon letni, który chcielibyśmy podsumować. Czym?
Piękna pogoda, piękny sezon, bardzo dużo skoków, dużo wylotów, i tak dalej. Nie kończymy na tej imprezie.
Mnóstwo niesamowitych ludzi, fantastyczne nowe znajomości i niesamowite, niewiarygodne emocje.
Dużo ludzi, którzy zaczęli pierwszy raz przygodę ze spadochroniarstwem i chcielibyśmy to kontynuować dalej.
Sezon krótki, ale bardzo dobry, z dużo wniosków i ogromny potencjał.
I pokonaliśmy zarazę.
Zarażamy tylko pasją, widzimy się na niebie.
Kamil Skorupski is a pilot well known in Europe for, well, amongst other things, participating in the world's first paraglider landing on the wing of a flying airplane. This time, Kamil performed another stunt, landing a Carbon Cub aircraft on a barge in the middle of a river. The feat took place on the Vestula River in Plock in central Poland. Before landing on the barge, the plane made several test approaches to finally land safely and then take off. The landing was extremely difficult because of the barge dimensions, only 75 meters long and 10 meters wide, and also difficult wind conditions. Congrats to Kamil and all the crew involved in this amazing stunt. Our second interview this week is dedicated to our drone racing fans. I spoke with Dominik Muller from the Swiss Drone League to get some news about the present and future situation in this amazing sport.
I know a lot of the leagues right now are having to race virtually. They're not meeting up. What about in Switzerland? They're still getting together?
Yeah. We are still able. That's a little bit our situation at the moment, because we mostly have not a lot of visitors, and so we still can do it in reality. So we are mostly on as a guest event on other events, like on fairs or something like that, or exhibitions, and at the moment the most of them are cancelled, but we still can go there and do our races. That's the good thing. But we are still can do something also because we have quite a few sponsors, and for them it's also cool because we are one of the sports that still can operate.
So the drone racer, he's got his FPV, his first person view goggles.
Exactly.
And he's watching the image of the camera on the drone, the one behind my head. Can you see?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the camera broadcasting from the drone. So
yeah.
You have to pick up that image.
Yeah.
You have to. So what do you do?
So if you watch the picture behind you, there are two antennas in the back of this drone. The two antennas. Yeah, exactly. And they send one of these antennas sends the signal from the camera over the air to a receiver, and if you go flying alone, the most of the time the receiver is direct in your body. Because if we are broadcasting, we also want to have this picture from the drone in our live show, or give it to screens for the visitors, or even for the judges, for example. And it's quite a technical fight to get it. The funny thing on it is it's all quite digital and it's modern, but the connection from the drone to the goggle is still quite an old analog signal, because it's the only one which is fast enough.
Want to know more from Dominic? Visit our YouTube channel right after the show. General aviation crashes mostly end up as a breaking news item in television showing death or fear. Well, luckily, not this time. On the 7th of August 2020, a few friends decided to go for a flight over the Uinta Mountains in the US on a rented Cessna 210 aircraft. After coming over the mountains, they had engine failure and had to do a crash landing.
Relax, relax, relax. It's gonna be hard.
The group decided to show their history in a short movie released on YouTube, showing so many miracles that took place and grateful to the people who came to their rescue.
They had just flown over the Uinta Mountains and somehow they landed here, close to help. Their engine cut out while they were over the lake. 12 seconds separated them from the ground, but peace held back their panic as the pilot skillfully weighed his options and prepared for crash landing. Had the engine trouble set in just 45 seconds before, they believed they wouldn't have made it.
It is worth watching the full movie, and you can find it on the Mikesell Family official YouTube channel. Boom Supersonic officially unveiled its XB1 supersonic demonstrator in a live-streamed virtual rollout event last Wednesday. Designed to demonstrate key technologies for Boom's planned Overture supersonic commercial airliner, the XB1 featured a delta wing design, carbon composite airframe, and forward vision system using a high-resolution video camera and cockpit display. The company plans to break ground on its Overture production facility in 2022, with the official rollout of the model slated for 2025. So this is the future of aviation. What about the history? Let's find out in our Hero of the Week. In mid-October 1922, two US Air Force pilots set an unofficial world endurance record for an unrefueled airplane when they flew a Fokker T-2 for 35 hours, 18 minutes and 30 seconds. John Arthur McCready and Oakley George Kelly planned to fly the T-2 across the North American continent non-stop from San Diego, California to New York. The starting point at Rockwell Field was chosen to take advantage of favourable westerly winds and to use the higher octane gasoline, which was available only in California. Because the airplane was not equipped with a barograph to record air pressure on a paper chart, the record endurance flight could not be officially recognised by the FAA. Anyway, the pilots were awarded the Mackay Trophy for the most meticulous flight of the year. On the 11th of October 1968, Apollo 7, first manned Apollo program spacecraft, was launched aboard a Saturn rocket from Cape Canaveral, Florida. A primary goal was the test of the service propulsion system, which would place an Apollo command and service module into and out of lunar orbit on upcoming missions. On the 11th of October 1933, Reinhold Tilling died. He was a German engineer, pilot, and a rocket pioneer. His breakthrough experiment was a demonstration of a post office rocket which carried 188 postcards reliably. Further tests showed the efficiency and reliability of his rockets. On the 12th of October 1976, the Sikorsky S-72 Rotor Systems research aircraft made its first flight at Stratford, Connecticut. The S-72 was a hybrid aircraft built for the United States Army and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Its purpose was to serve as a flight test vehicle for various helicopter rotor configurations. On the 13th of October 1930, the Junkers Ju-52 made its first flight. In a civilian role, it flew with over 12 airlines. In a military role, large numbers flew with the Luftwaffe, being deployed on all fronts of the Second World War as a troop and cargo transport. It is well recognised for its 3 engines configuration and corrugated metal sheets covering the fuselage. So that's it for today. news@airsportspromotion.com is our email where you can send us aviation news from your region. Also, you can use our new airsportsfan.com platform or contact me directly via Twitter. So stay safe and as always, keep your eyes on the skies.